Good evening, everybody. This is Kim. I am going to show you a super simple recipe to make some peanut butter cookies. I don't know if you've seen this one before. I've been doing this for, wow, probably 30 years when I first found it. 3 ingredients. You can add extras if you want, but it only requires 3 ingredients. The first ingredient you need is an egg. Unfortunately, mine's broken because I guess I was scrubbing it a little too hard and I broke the shell. Because, you know, my chickens I have my own chicken eggs, so I was washing a little too firmly. I think that girl is new to laying and that's not the best shell she's ever laid. So 1 egg, 1 cup of sugar. Okay, now I have substituted the Splenda baking mix before, which is half Splenda, half sugar. I've also done it with the Truvia. That stuff is pretty expensive though to use that straight. You can use it straight in this recipe. I've done that before. So it's not only gluten-free, you can make it sugar-free as well. So you want to mix these together very well to combine. I like to cream it, you know, get it kind of fluffy-ish, if you want to call it that, so that I know that the eggs are very well incorporated into the sugar. Okay, the next and last item that you need for this recipe is 1 cup of peanut butter. Therefore, the peanut butter cookies. So, if you want, you don't have to, but you could add vanilla or, you know, whatever flavorings you like. But I figured, you know what, with the times as they are, many of us haven't been to the store in, well, me, like 6 weeks now, since the beginning of March, middle of March, that you might be running out of a few things. You know, my flour's getting precious to making bread and rolls and such. So, you know what, I'm going to hang on to that and make my simple peanut butter cookies. In the meantime, I have my oven warming to 350 degrees while this mixes. Okay, I'm going to scrape it down, make sure it gets mixed up well. Now, you know, you have to be careful with the size of your eggs. That's a, you know, kind of a small, not small egg, but it's a smaller large egg, almost a medium egg. It's a little bigger than a medium, a little smaller than a large. You may have to adjust the amount of sugar slightly if you want to. If you could, you know, if you have some flour and you're not gluten-free, you could add some flour to it. You can use a little bit of the gluten-free baking mix, whatever you want. Honestly, I've never had to do that. And that's it. And you can definitely, it's easy enough to mix by hand. I just felt kind of lazy tonight. So anyway, I am going to get my pan out and I'm going to show you how I form these into cookies. All right, I'm going to use my little cookie scoop here. I believe, I don't know if it's a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half, but I'm just going to spread them out here on my pan like you would a normal cookie. I do leave my cookies a little far apart. I don't like them, you know, when they spread together. Maybe, I don't know. I'm weird. Maybe I just don't think they look as pretty. I don't know. But I don't like my touching. So, my oven, again, is preheated to 350 degrees. Simple. You can make them look exactly like a peanut butter cookie. Okay? You can do your little crisscross. Nobody's going to realize that these have no flour in them. They're made from 3 simple ingredients. Now, if it sticks a little bit, you could, if you're not gluten-free, dip it in some, you know, flour, or you could dip it in some sugar if it sticks on you. Usually if it sticks a little bit, I just wipe it off on the side of my pan and I'm good to go. Once these are made, you're going to stick them in the oven and you're going to bake them between 8 and 10 minutes, just until they're browned around the outside. Because you might think they're a little underbaked, but they're not, because they do firm up a little bit once they're cool. So I'm going to stick these in the oven. I'm going to get my next pan ready to go, and I will be right back. All right, everybody, don't they look delicious? I told you they would work. Nobody believes me. They think they're going to be some kind of great big blob. All right, let me recap the recipe for you really quick. First, I forgot to tell you, you're going to need 2 baking pans, and they need to be lined with either a silicone mat or parchment paper. I have done them on a greased pan, and a lot of times they stick and they're really difficult to get off. So if you have it at all, save yourself a headache. Use the silicone mat or the parchment paper. Now, first step, 1 egg, mixed together well with 1 cup of sugar. After they're well combined, add your peanut butter. Make sure you scrape down your sides if you're not mixing by hand at least once. Make sure it's well incorporated. My cookie scoop, I did measure it. It's 1.5 tablespoons. So if you have the cookie scoop, use a cookie scoop. If not, a heaping tablespoon, and you will get approximately 18 cookies. I get exactly 18 cookies. Once they're on your sheet and you do the little crisscross with your fork, if it tends to stick for you after you wipe off the fork, you can dip it in a little bit of flour, your fork, and do the crisscross if you're not gluten-free. Or you could dip it in a little bit of sugar and to do the crisscrosses. Either way. Bake at 350 degrees, 8 to 10 minutes. Depending on how thick you are, mine are a little bit thicker and my oven's not exactly precise. It took me 12 minutes to do my cookies. At my other house, it took me 10. So, and that had a digital thermometer. I have a dial that you kind of guess where you're at. The most important step, please don't forget to do this. Allow them to cool on your baking sheet. If you try to remove them before they're cool, they will crumble and you'll think it's a total failure. So you see, once they're cool, they hold up very well. They're not going to break. They're going to stick together and they're going to look beautiful and they're going to taste wonderful. I hope you enjoy with somebody you love, and most importantly, have a wonderful evening.